Sunday, and hello world. I hope that everyone is doing well, and I hope that your day is lovely. I wanted to make this video because it seems to me that within the past 2 to 3 years of my life that people tend to only be in love with an idea of someone instead of loving that person for who they actually are. Like, I want to talk about how we tend to put people on a pedestal and then we don't allow them to be human. We don't expect them to make mistakes, and when they do make mistakes, they're the worst person in the world for making those mistakes, and it sort of tarnishes and discounts everything great about that person, or everything that you thought you admired about that person, or this or that, or whatever it may be. You put them up on this pedestal and you forgot that they're human. You forgot that this person has layers, and they probably have some things about them that probably aren't so pleasant to you. But that doesn't make them any less of a great person or any less beautiful. It's just that you're dealing with a human. So I wanted to talk about it because it's becoming more and more apparent that, and I see it a lot, like with celebrities and with socialites and stuff. You think that people are perfect, but you don't know the person behind the surface. And I think that you could sort of relate this video to romantic relationships, family relationship dynamics, friends, however you choose to do it. But it's not going to be something that is just limited to romantic relationships. But I'll probably use that as an example. But I think that some of us want to love people, but we don't want to accept the not so great parts about them. And I am going to be repeating myself a lot in this video because that's just how I'm going to communicate today. I truly believe that a huge part of loving someone is acceptance. And that doesn't mean that you have to put up with poor behavior, or poor behavior shouldn't be corrected. But it's about loving the entire person, not just when they make you feel good. Not just when they make you smile or when they rub you the right way. You know, I think that we tend to judge each other like so harshly, and we put people on such high pedestals that we forget that from time to time they might just piss you off, or they may rub you the wrong way, and it could make you so angry that you forget that you're dealing with a human and not with this doll you placed on this pedestal. A thinking, breathing, living person with feelings, emotions, sadness, happiness, character flaws, beautiful things about them, good, bad, ugly, everything in between, right? So how are we truly loving people if we're only in love with our idea of how they should be instead of loving the person's entirety? I'm not saying you have to accept people in their bullshit. I'm not saying you have to put up with people in their bullshit, but that's actually a part of loving someone, is putting up with their bullshit, or accepting that there's going to be shit that comes along with loving someone. It ain't going to always be perfect peaches and cream, you know? And I think that's something that people just forget. You know, I love you. I may not like you all the time, but I certainly do love you. There are things about you I don't like, but if I love you as a whole person, not as half of a person. And we don't allow people to be human because we expect them to be perfect. And that's just unfair. And that's just so unfortunate, because I think that people tend to miss out on really good people because they judge so harshly. And everyone has to be judged. Of course, we have to judge people. We have to do that in order to balance good relationships and bad relationships and things like that. We have to judge people. It's a part of living. I understand that. But how are you judging someone? Are you judging them too harshly or fairly or unfairly? I mean, I think we should think about that. Because how is it love if you only love me when I'm perfect? What about the other layers of who I am? People are layered and complex as fuck, you know, but some of us have allowed these pedestals that we love to place people on, or the fact that we haven't really fallen in love with the actual person. We've fallen in love with our idea of them, and we've allowed that to sort of warp the way we judge people. So they're then not allowed to be human. And humans make mistakes. Mistakes can be corrected, mistakes can be reprimanded, all of that, yeah, but they're gonna be there. And when you accept to love someone, you accept their mistakes as well. That's all I'm saying. And when you allow one mistake to tarnish your entire idea about that person, that is where pedestals can be very dangerous. Because I'm not saying that there's something wrong with, you know, loving on someone or putting someone on a pedestal or admiring someone. I mean, we do those things every day with our favorite musicians, our favorite philosophers, our favorite writers, and that's all fine. But just don't forget that it's a human that stands before you. This person is a human that stands in front of you. So I think when it comes to conflict and when it comes to disagreements and things like that, people who have sort of adapted to everything always being perfect, they have difficulties dealing with conflict when it comes to these people who they've put on a pedestal. So because the practice or experience or time in the field with this person in the bad times isn't there, how can you really say you love that person if you can only love them when they're at their best? If you can only love them when they're doing everything right? If you can only see the good things and the good sides about that person when everything is perfect? Are you sure you love that person? Are you sure you admire that person? Are you sure you think this person is just so great? You may want to rethink that, because how a person treats you or responds to you when things are not perfect will be huge indicators, in my opinion, of how they really feel about you. And you should believe them, and you should pay attention to that. Because it can be nervous when people put you on a pedestal, because it's like you have to then walk on eggshells because they expect you to be perfect, and no one is perfect. I think that we're perfectly imperfect, and that's perfectly fine. And as long as you're improving on yourself every day and you're correcting those things about yourself, those character flaws, because we all have them. We all have them. And at some point, at some time, we're going to piss off our mother. I may do something to get a tongue lashing from my father. My brother may get angry at me for a split second, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm a phenomenal girl in his eyes, because he's my big brother and he sees the potential in me, and he's watched me grow over the years and develop and blossom into this beautiful woman. So I'll just end it right there. And I'm sorry if this has been long-winded. I just wanted to share that kind of diary experience I had today with y'all. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. And I would just say, think about the last person who you said I love you to. And think about someone that makes you smile. You know, even after they've pissed you off, can you go back a day and think about that person and still smile? Do you really love that person? Because people throw around the word love like it's so casual, like free chocolate on Halloween, and that's not what love is. You can't just admire or say you admire or love everybody. Then what's special about it? Marilyn Manson said that, and I watched that interview probably maybe, I don't know, 4 years ago, and I saw him say that in an interview. If you can just give it to anyone, if everyone has access to it, what's then special about it? It's not love at that point. It's something else, because it's not special. So think about that word. That's a very strong word. But anyway, I was supposed to end this 1 minute and 3 seconds ago, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your view. Thank you for your subscription. And I hope the rest of your day loves on you. And I hope that you love on you too, because no one is more deserving of your love than you.